What's up, guys? I hope that you're good. So today we have what's the first impression that you leave on people? People always see you as someone who's really structured, who has themselves together. You probably always look really tidy, well put together, someone who's really about their business, serious about life, organized, structured. You could come off as like a type A personality. Someone who's willing and ready to collaborate. You probably like to cheerlead behind a lot of people and show and tell them like all their good traits, big people up, make people see their strengths and not focus on their weaknesses. If you're a boss of any kind, people like the way that you lead. People enjoy the way that you structure things and organize the workload between different people. You are the type of boss or the type of person that gets in there, rolls up your sleeves and get the work done with others. Yeah, they see you as someone who still studies the game, someone who still observes people a lot. So as the Page of Pentacles, you do come off as someone who is the type that has it all together and very structured and like a master in your field. But you also come off as someone who's easily able to like get into the student role as well. You don't always want to be the teacher. You don't always want to be the only person leading. So when there's a subject or a manner that you don't know much about, people see that you're open to knowing and learning new things. So when you meet people, they probably realize that you are structured, you are sure of yourself, but then you come off as a type that's like, oh, wow, I didn't know that about Russia. Please inform me on more about that. Like, I had no idea, like something of that sort. You do come off as the type of person who wants to get along and be around other people. You are very friendly and let me make sure I can see all these cards. Yeah, you're very friendly. You're easy to get along with. You have a nice camaraderie spirit about you. You do have a good I don't want to say stroke, but you do have a good damn, I'm so sorry. I be getting distracted by moving these cards. You do have a good, is it intention or just you come off as a type of person who you want to get to know people more. You're intrigued and interested in the things that other people have to say and the things that other people are doing. You are very articulate. People always notice how well you speak, how clean and clear your words are. You don't fumble or stumble on your words too much. You're a smart individual. You have a lot of knowledge and information, and you like to share it. You do have a streak of, I don't know if you have like a bad cough or something, but people notice this on first impression. Maybe you have like a smoker's cough, or you could be the type of person that likes to give to the needy, likes to give to people who need. You probably speak a lot about world issues and world problems, humanitarian issues. Excuse me. You always talk about, I have a lot of pentacle cards here. So I think you like to talk a lot about the government and how funds can be allocated. Maybe you're a person who is well versed in politics. So you probably speak a lot about politics. And this is something that people notice a lot about you when they first interact with you, speak to you, and come across you, that you're someone who's well endowed. Why am I saying these words so weird? But you're someone who's well versed in politics. You have a knack for finding opportunities too. So when you talk and deal with people, they realize that you can easily figure out a way for them to even, to always have a new path that they can go down. People realize how you always have you have like an entrepreneurial spirit that people notice about you when they first meet you. Even if you're the type that works your job and you love your job, people probably can see you with your own business. You do have this, you do appear very stable to people. You come off as a type of person who doesn't need much of encouragement from other people. Like you have an idea and you go after it. Then we have the King of Swords and the Death card. So you could probably get people to death stare a lot. I think that y'all have a really stoic, serious face, but then that changes once people talk to you. So people have a shift of who you are or perspective on you once they get to actually talking to you, because they realize that you're not exactly as maybe like not as mean as they thought you would be, or like not as serious as they thought you would be. A lot of times people see you and they think automatically that you're mean and you're not going to want to speak, but that changes fast. Like that changes quickly. You also do any of you do like demolition work, or Do any of you cut hair, something like that? Like the way that your impression with your work, I'm getting a strong vibe of like your work impression is that you make large changes to whatever it is. I'm just getting like a hairstylist that does haircuts and they transform the way people see themselves, feel about themselves. So something of that sort I see here. For first impressions too, you do come off as really money driven, as knowing that finances are a really important part of life. And you do come off as the type of person who goes after things for maybe like your relationship in your life or your family in totality, your future self, something of that sort. The two, it's so funny how we have the 3, the 2, and then the 1 of Pentacles. Then we also have the 5, and we have y'all have a lot of Pentacle cards. So people do see, you come off as someone who's in tune with your earthly desires. So maybe you have a lot of fancy things or luxury items. Maybe you have like the latest and greatest AirPods or earbuds, ear cuffs. Excuse me, maybe you have a really dope phone, but you also come off, I get somebody too in this pile that like when you communicate with people at work, they know that when your emails come through, it's going to be something very straightforward and you're going to give people the exact breakdown on what you need. And just, there's no confusion. You don't mince your words. You don't have an inconsistency in how you present the information that you need or the favors that you need. You pretty much just get straight to it, cutthroat, straight, no chaser type of vibes here. There's something else I want to say about the Ace of Pentacles, but it's not coming back to my mind. You could have easily been recently engaged, or people assume that you're engaged or married when they first meet you as well. Excuse me. You give off earth sign. I mean, not earth sign, maybe that too, but you give off like air sign and water sign vibes. I'm getting Aquarius, Scorpio energy here with the King of Swords and the Death card being right next to each other. Ooh. And then you give off vibes where it's like, even if you're not the boss, people tend to go to you first. I don't know why I keep getting work vibes with y'all. Maybe because I'm seeing all these Pentacle cards. But there's something about like the way that you work and your diligence. People believe that you're the boss. Maybe when you're out and about, people come to you for directions or something like that. Like you give impressions like you just know where you're going. You know what you're doing. You have a like stern and secured way of like looking at life, looking out at life, and handling your own life. So that's the first impression you give people. Also, too, you could be the type of person that worked really hard to get from where you were. So people could probably see like you're really humble. Sometimes the 5 of Pentacles, well, no, I'm not going to say sometimes, but with this spread, I can see the 5 of Pentacles meaning that you're humble. You're humble about your work. You're humble about what you do. You're humble about being the main person to do work in your community, your group, your staff, whatever it is, right? Or on your team. People see that like maybe when you interview or something like that, you don't take up all the credit for the past work that you've done at old jobs. Or if you're interviewing people because you're the boss, you probably don't make it like, oh, this is my company. You go like, oh, this is all our company. Every one of my seniors, they have a percentage in this company. I give employees the opportunity to get percentage of this company. So it's something about you being really fair here. And that's what I got for y'all, Power Ones. I hope this was helpful. I try to give enough details to not be long-winded, but thank you so much. Come back for more soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Power Twos? We talking about what's your first impression. We have the 5 of Swords here. So off the top, people do think that you come off really aggressive or like you have something to hide or self-sabotaging. So you could give off like kind of gritty vibes. And I don't mean gritty like you actually are gritty or you look dirty or anything like that. It's more like you give like, I'm going to always look out for myself. I don't really care about what y'all got going on. I'm going to look out for myself. Like you probably come off as like detached in a way. But let's see what else comes out. Yeah, you don't speak too much, so people don't really know how to read your energy most of the time. When people first meet you, it's like, I don't know what to think of this person. I don't know what to assume about this person. Like I'm not too sure how to read them. People don't really know how to read you when they first meet you. Yeah, you're very quiet. You're intuitive though. So maybe something that you do, people see, like maybe you bring your umbrella and it didn't say it's going to rain on the news, but you just somehow brought your umbrella with you. And people be like, yo, how'd you know? I didn't see it on the news nowhere. You be like, I don't know. I just bought my umbrella. Like, I don't know. I just figured it felt a little humid outside. So I said, let me be safe than sorry. You do have a strong intuition as well. So people's first impressions of you is that you're mysterious. You could have a strong knack for like discernment when you meet people. You could know like who's who and what they're about before they even start talking. So people feel like there's something strongly hidden about you. You're really mysterious. You don't put too much out there for people to like digest and like divulge. You pretty much give people just enough so that they can know like your name and hear your voice, but you're not telling them what's your favorite color and what you're going to do after work right off the top. So you're not really like that type of person. You do seem very defensive or like very prideful when you first meet people. Wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. You do seem very defensive and very prideful. I'll be forgetting. I forget a lot of times like which card is which. I don't really read Roman numerals. So I always forget that this is 7. For some reason, I always forget that. But anyway, yeah, so with the 7 of Wands being here, I get that. Like when you first meet people, you probably come off really defensive. So I'm kind of getting somebody that's a little skittish. So maybe you come off like you're on edge and you don't really want people to know too much and you don't want to really reveal too much about yourself either. You come off as a type of person that has a high magnetism to you. I think this is because of your mysterious vibe. People have like a strong attraction to you and they want to know more about you. They want to see what you're up to, see what you're about. And it comes, I just see that y'all probably get annoyed by this because I feel like some of y'all are in this pile like, yes, oh my gosh, people are so annoying. They always want to be in my business. So I get a vibe where it's like, people are always drawn to you. I'm sorry, pile twos. People are always drawn to y'all and y'all don't really want to be bothered. Yeah, you make people have inner conflict. You probably come off as if you have inner conflict, but also you're really you're magnetizing because you take great care of your body. You look like you work out. You look like you put a lot of physical effort into yourself, into your body, into your vanity. You could be very curvaceous. If you're a man, you have like, what's the word I was going to use? Damn. Defined muscles, defined jawline, something of that sort. Something's defined in how y'all look. Because most of the time, the world card is about a curvaceous woman. So if it's a man, I would say that this is a man who has nice proportions. So you don't have like super thick thighs and a really big booty with like a regular top. You probably have like strong shoulders, broad shoulders, nice toned arms, even if you're not very muscular. Something about the way your body's proportioned. It's something that people take notice of a whole lot when they first meet you. You come off as a hard worker, someone who does their diligence and consistently works at things. You come off too as a hyper independent person, someone who's opportunistic to make sure that they get to where they're trying to be. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that to be mean or like come at y'all or nothing like that. But you do come off as a type of person who's looking for opportunities to make sure that you're able to sustain and maintain things on your own. So this is like bachelorette vibes and looking for ways to like move up in a company, looking for ways to deal with people of higher echelon, be in better crowds and groups of people, something of that sort. And since the 8 and then the 9 comes out, I don't know why I set up the cards like this. I should have just did it like this because I kind of did it for the last pile too, and it doesn't make sense. I think I'm used to pulling 9 cards. I made it 10 just to even it out. Yeah, so there's something like you look like a workaholic to people. You look like you care more about your work than you do people sometimes. Like the work that you do means so much to you, but like hanging out and doing like coworker things or hanging out with your friends on a Tuesday night when you can get more work done, like you're not here for that. So people pick up on that easily when they first meet you. They also think that you're disinterested in anything that they're talking about, or like their small talk, you're not too interested. You have like a strong boundary and a strong wall up with a lot of people. And this is something that comes off easily when you're interacting with them, but you're not a bad person. You don't come off like you're mean. You come off more so like you have your boundaries because you're going somewhere in life. Like people feel like where you are right now is just temporary and you're always looking ahead. So this is something that comes off strongly when people first meet you. But that's what I have for you, Pile 2. So hopefully this was enjoyable. Thank you so much. Come back for more. Bye-bye. What's up, Pile 3s? We're trying to see what's your first impression. So you probably always come off like you're on the go. Wherever you normally are, if you don't talk to a lot of people in that area, people always look at you like, oh, this person's always on the go. They don't really have time to talk. They're hasty. They're always rushing. So if you go to the same coffee shop or bodega or whatever in the morning, you haven't stopped and give people your name and like took time to get to know those people. It's more like I'm grabbing my coffee and I'm gonna go. So people always look at you as if like you don't have time. You just have to get it and go. Like you have to be on a rush. So they feel like you have bigger and better things to do most of the time when they see you. You're a person that speaks sharply. Your tone of voice is clear. You have a nice, sharp, and even tone of voice. Like you don't have a whispering voice. You have a voice that you speak very clearly. You articulate yourself well. You mean what you say. You say what you mean. You have a sharp mind. You also know a lot of things like off the top of your head. Like I get like a person that's good with trivia. So when you first speak to people, they think of you and they probably like that person's probably good at Jeopardy or Scrabble or something like that. Like people think that you're the articulate type. So they probably assume that maybe you're an author or a librarian, a teacher, a lawyer, something of that sort. Like you just have like you have that type of vernacular. The strength card, you come off like you have a lot of confidence, but like you're also holding yourself back from doing something or saying something. So you could be the type of person that when you first meet people, they feel like there's more to you that you're not showing and you're so prideful. So maybe you're the prideful type that doesn't give people too many compliments when you first meet them, or you don't bask in all of the compliments that they're giving you. You probably behave more humble, more down to earth, more subdued than you normally would when you first meet people. Very financially well off. You come off as if you're really stable. You're really comfortable in any environment you go into. You have a relaxed demeanor, a nonchalant demeanor, but you mean business at the same time. You could come off too as a type of person that like a heartbreaker vibe, but also someone who may have gone through some heavy things in your life, and that's why you behave the way you behave. So there's a vibe where it's like you're very prideful and you put a lot of stock into the things that you have obtained on a material plane because you have emotional damage or emotional strife in your life. Yeah, you look like not look like, but the impression you give to people on the first time of them meeting you is that you have a lot of things that you're balancing out in your life. You have a lot of patience and peace that you're trying to bring into your life or that you give to others because you understand that people are just people and we all have to give each other grace. It's something like that. Like you give people grace, you give people energy. You come off as if you have a lot of options, but I would say in the dating world and just too in like the ways that you hang out, the places that, excuse me, the places that you have to be, the places that you allow yourself to go into, like there's a vibe where it's like, oh, this is not their only stop. Like the person that picks up multiple plates on Thanksgiving, people know like they're not going to be here past 30 minutes because they're trying to stop at a whole bunch of different houses. So there's that type of vibe that you give off when people first meet you. Yeah, you just have a go-getter spirit. You have a spirit of like, I can't sit still. You seem restless. A lot of times when people first meet you, like a lot of things are on your mind and you do come off like kind of confused to people. So it's like you're confused because you're like moving really fast. So people probably see that you may like be a little clumsy or you probably drop things easily and they feel like, oh shoot, that person had a whole lot to like rush and go to or whatever. And people probably go like, oh, let me get out their way or let me not be so long-winded. Like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry to hold you up. I'll let you go. And you're probably like, oh, okay, no problem. Thank you. Nice meeting you. Something like that. Yeah, you come off as if so you seem like you rush and you're on the go a lot. But then at the same time, it's like you come off like you're well taken care of. Like you don't really need a lot of the things that other people need when they go out into the workforce or when they go out to like hang out. You probably just are really relaxed and you always look good. You always smell good. And you have this like creative edge to you that's like either brewing underneath the surface or you showcase it with how you dress, with your makeup, with your hair. So I'm getting somebody that's really particular with their hair, with their makeup, with their outfits. This is something that people always notice about you. So you always give the impression that you're into fashion, that you're into just vanity in general. Your vanity is on point. And a lot of it, like you spend a lot of money on your vanity as well. Lastly, we have the Knight of Cups. I think that your first impression is that you're really flirty. So even when you're on the go, like you probably compliment people frequently and then you got to dash. You can't stay here too long. You got things you got to do. Bigger and better is on the docket for you right now, right? So with the Knight of Cups being next to the Empress, it's like you give vibes where it's like people kind of feel a little confused by you sometimes because it's like, dang, they were just giving me Empress vibes, which is like super laid back and chill. But now they're like kind of turning up a little bit and being like more lighthearted and flirting with me and showing me more of their creativity. So there's something about a creative person. So some of you could be into the fashion field, hair care, esthetician work, actual painting, pottery, something like that. Some of you are into it, and this is something that draws people into you, but also like this is their first impression. Like you give off a strong first impression based off of how you physically express yourself with your hair, your makeup, and your nails and everything like that. Overall, the impression that you give people is that you're well off. You have a strong sense of self. You could be a little chaotic at moments where you just seem like you're on the go and you don't really have much that you can add to a conversation or say to people, but you still just want to show them respect and give them the care that they need in that moment, even if it's 30 seconds of you interacting with them. It's like, all right, I'm gonna give you a good 30 seconds because I gotta go. I got something else I gotta do, or maybe you're the type of person that likes to like hang around a lot of different people. So like you're interacting with this one person, then your other friend walk by, you be like, yo, I'm gonna come talk to you later. Then you go talk to the next person. So there's something of that sort happening here for you. And y'all are really comfortable in any environment that y'all step foot in, or into the, y'all are comfortable in the environment that people normally get first impressions off of you from. And if it's not just one environment, it's like any environment you're in, you give cozy vibes, you give vibes where it's like, oh, this person's been here before, even if you've never been. So that's what I have for y'all, pile threes for first impressions that you give people. I appreciate all of y'all for watching this video. Thank you so much. Come back for more soon. Bye-bye.